Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Alyssa. If you're not new here, thank you so much for coming back. So today I have some big news to share with you. So I know you're probably thinking, you're dying to know what it is. So I'm gonna share it with you. But first of all, I wanna say, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up because that helps my channel out so much. And I appreciate all of you who watch my videos. It just means the world to me. You guys are amazing. Okay, now for the big news. Okay, here we go. First, I'm gonna share a little bit of a backstory, but I guess I'll just tell you the news and then I'll share the backstory. This is kind of weird to talk about, but you guys, I've been wanting to share this news with you and now I finally get to. Okay, here we go. The big news of our family, of what's going on in our life right now, is we are moving again. Okay, let me explain. If you've been following me at all, you know that we moved from California to Montana in 2019, in October to be exact of 2019, and it is now June 2021, and we are moving again. And we are not moving in Montana. So we're moving out of state again. I know, we're crazy, right? Okay, so that's why I'm saying I'm gonna explain the backstory before I tell you everything else. Okay, so here's the backstory. Basically, we moved here to Montana. We absolutely love it. And as you guys know, if you've been following me and my family, we absolutely love it here. Montana is beautiful. We are so in love with it here. It's just a great place to live. Okay, so we moved here in October 2019. And March of 2020, COVID hits. You guys know what happened. The world was going great. Everything was wonderful. Life was normal. And then March of 2020 happened. And like, what do they call it? The zombie apocalypse happened, or I don't know what they call it now. But COVID-19 happened, okay? So that's what happened there. Quarantine, for us, it was like a couple of months. For Montana, it was nice because we didn't have as strict of orders. We had a stay-at-home order for I think it was a shelter in place for maybe a month. But my husband was working a lot during that time. He was working 2 jobs. I was home alone with my Annabella, who was a year and a half at the time. And so I was very lonely and I had no family around because if you follow me, you know that we left everyone we knew and loved except for my best friend here and moved to Montana because we wanted a cheaper way of life, to be honest, and California is expensive and has boring weather. Anyway, so we moved to Montana for that reason, and basically what happened was we didn't expect what was going to happen, just like everyone else. We couldn't foresee that COVID was going to happen. We didn't know it was coming, and so that happened right after we moved. To be exact, 5 months after we moved here is when COVID hit. And to say I was lonely is an understatement. Those 2 months that we were quarantined, because it was 1 month shelter in place, and then 1 month that nobody was just not doing anything here. My best friend wouldn't see anybody, and just nobody was getting out of their houses. I was more depressed than I've ever been in my life. And for the first time ever, I realized how much I needed family. Now, that's not to say my husband is not enough, because he's wonderful and he's all the family I ever need, but he was working 2 jobs and I barely saw him, and I was alone with an 18-month-old every day, who was confused herself as to why we went from going places to not going anywhere. Needless to say, it was a very hard time for us. For me in particular, I was like, what am I gonna do? I don't know anybody except for my best friend, and she wasn't seeing anybody and I wasn't seeing anybody, and it was just so depressing. So anyway, long story short, I kind of, for the first time in 5 months since moving here, was like, I think we made a mistake. Although I know we didn't. We don't regret coming here, but that's just what I was feeling. And I was like, oh my goodness, I miss my family. I need people around me right now. And so that's what happened there. And so then I was like, okay, we're just going to push through. It will be fine. Well, that was March of 2020, and we pushed through. We did really well. June was when things started opening up again in 2020. We did, we loved it. We started going to church again in July. Everything was going great. Well, I was still missing family deep in my heart. And in December of 2020, I think I actually told you guys this in my 2021 life update. But what happened was my father-in-law, which is my husband's father, was diagnosed with congestive heart failure, which is terminal, okay? So that was a really hard time for our family, and that's when I realized we can't be here anymore. Now, like I said, it has nothing to do with the fact that we don't like Montana. We love Montana. I would stay here the rest of my life. It's a beautiful state. It's everything we want, okay? But we realized in that moment that we need to be by family, particularly my father-in-law, because we love him so much, and he was sort of given a time limit on how long he might live. And so we were like, okay, something needs to change. So we started slowly looking into moving to where they are. And I will tell you right now, so what happened was, at the time, Richard, my husband, his family was living in California, where we used to live. However, his sister's husband is in the military, and so his sister basically and her family last summer after the quarantine moved to Colorado, okay? And so now, because of my husband's father's condition, he and his wife, so my mother-in-law and father-in-law, are also moving to Colorado. Actually, they're moving right now as we speak. They're getting ready to move to Colorado to join my husband's sister and her husband and her 6 children. I know that's so much information. I'm sorry. But there is a point to this, I promise. So they're all moving to Colorado, and now we know that's where Richard's parents are going to be. And we were like, okay, well, we don't want to go back to California. So obviously that's not happening because it's just too expensive. Although we love it, but it's expensive. So we weren't going back there. Plus the weather's boring, like I said. Anyway, so we're like, okay, well, Colorado seems beautiful. It seems like Montana. The weather's similar. It seems like a nice place. So Richard, my husband, we both started praying about maybe trying to transfer his job to Colorado. And it took a long time because we started praying about this in like January after his father's diagnosis. And that's when we visited his dad in California, and we realized, okay, we need to live near him. Like, this is it. We need to be near family. Like, this was, I'm glad we moved to Montana. It was a learning experience, but we're done. We need to be near family. And COVID really helped us understand that, and really helped us to accept that we needed family around us. So long story short, we started praying about a move to Colorado. It took, as you know, months before it actually came to be. Richard put in a couple transfer requests for his job to see if he could get moved to Colorado. And we found out today, as I am filming this, that we are moving to Colorado with his family in 2 weeks. You guys, this is crazy. Like, my husband got a job and they basically said, okay, you're hired, but you start in 2 weeks. So we have 2 weeks to get out of our house, but we are moving to Colorado, and we're going to be with family, all around family, and we are so excited. We couldn't be more excited about this because we're going to get to spend our time with Richard's parents, Annabella, my daughter's grandparents, that she really didn't get to know that much before we moved here to Montana. And we just realized through COVID, COVID was awful, but I feel like the Lord used it for good in just showing us how much we need family around us. So you guys, that is the big news. In 2 weeks from when we upload this, we are going to be leaving our home here in Montana and driving to Colorado and relocating there to a new home near family. And we are so happy. Like, I could cry. I'm so happy because I just know, even though we're sad to leave Montana, we really love it. Like I said, we know this is the right decision for our family. We're so happy. Annabella's going to be near 6 of her cousins, which are Richard's sister's children, so our nieces and nephews. So Annabella will have plenty of people to play with that are her family, and we'll have support all around us. And if anything ever happens again, like the COVID quarantine, I will not be alone. And so that's not the only reason we're moving. Trust me, I don't think, if Richard's dad didn't get the diagnosis he got, I don't think we'd be moving. But we just used that as the Lord telling us as a sign, yes, you need to go. This is what I have for you. So we prayed, we asked, and he answered. So yes, it is very tight. We have to get out of here a lot sooner than we thought, but that is the news. We are moving again. The Hicks pack is off again on another adventure from Montana to Colorado. Obviously, I'm gonna keep filming videos every week as best I can to update you guys on the move and just update you guys on our life and how we adjust and keep you guys in the loop. But I just wanted to let you guys know this news and share it with you. while it's fresh in my mind and while I'm still in shock that this actually happened, because we've been praying over this for like almost 6 months. So yeah, there you have it, our big news. Thank you for watching. We would appreciate your prayers, as it's going to be a crazy 2 weeks of getting all of our stuff out and just getting there as quick as we can. But we know the Lord has provided for us this far, and so he will continue to provide for us in the future, and we don't have to worry, because we're gonna get there, we're gonna get through this, and it's gonna be great. So thank you for your prayers in advance, for your support. We love you guys. If you want to know more about our journey and just keep following my family, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I would love to have you as a part of this wonderful community, and I look forward to updating you on this move. I feel like I've updated you on so many things about moving, and now here we are again, not even 2 years later. So yeah, here we go on another adventure. Thank you guys for watching again, and I will see you in my next video, or I guess better yet, on my next adventure very soon. Bye, guys.